Hi, welcome to this series, which is called This Month in My Collection. This is gonna be a much more laid-back type of video, where I just talk and show off the things that I've bought the last month, from small items to bigger things. And January 2026 has been quite a good month for action figures for me and my collection. I can start off by showing you this guy. This is a Technodrome from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series. I actually already have a Technodrome in my collection, but I decided to buy another one. This one was up for auction over in England, and it was priced really good, so I decided to buy it. I will put this up for sale eventually, because I really don't need two Technodromes. But man, this is a cool playset. Next up is some Captain Planet figures. This is Captain Planet himself. These two, I don't actually know the name of them, but I decided to pull the trigger on an auction here in Norway. They look cool in the 90s shelves, and Captain Planet might be a series which I decide to collect later down the road. On that same auction I actually got my first Captain Planet mock also. The card is in a rough condition. This is Arctic Captain Planet. He looks exactly like the other Captain Planet, but he has sort of an ice theme. An awesome figure. This is the Granny from Ghostbusters. I don't really collect Ghostbusters, but I've seen this Granny figure around quite a bit, and I always liked the design on it, so I had to have it. This was actually a gift from my good friends Kai and Petter over at Nostalgia, which is an awesome shop here in Norway. I'll link their Facebook page in my description, so you can go and have a look for yourself. They always carry a large inventory of Turtles and basically everything from the 80s and 90s. And they gifted me this because I bought something else, which I'll show you a bit later in the video. But that's Granny for you. This is the only non-action figure thing I've bought this month. This is Dick Tracy, Topps cards. This was from the same auction over in England. I actually have all of the Dick Tracy action figures and some collectibles from Dick Tracy, so I thought this looked nice in the shelves with the figures. Correction, I do not have the blank, but I do have the rest of the action figures. On that same auction in England, I bought this Cygor. Cygor is one of the few characters I do remember from my childhood from Spawn. So it was just a nice cheap pickup. I don't really collect Spawn figures, but some of them I have memories of, and it's always fun to add memories to your collection. That's why we collect, ain't it? I remember they broke quite easy, and all of my figures from my own childhood are broken from this series, so better keep him in his on his card, I think. And speaking of childhood memories, I'm not really a Batman collector, but the only figure I do actually remember is this Legends of Batman Battle Metallic Armor. No, it's not Spider-Man, Batman. I had the chance to buy this at a really good price, so why not? As I said earlier, I think a big part of collecting, at least for me, is your childhood and memories you have. And I do have memories of this figure, so it was quite a good one to add to the collection, I think. This is Billy Lee, and this is Jimmy Lee from the Double Dragon series. I picked these figures up from Romship, which is another amazing store we have here in Norway. He always have a large inventory of basically everything from the 80s and 90s. And John, who is the owner of the shop, also has a lot of knowledge in the action figure and collectible world, so always a fun time to visit him. This time around when I visited John. I had already spent a lot of money on an item that I will show you soon. So I didn't really look for those big items, but they had these double dragon figures, and I have memories of the video game, and I think these are really cool. He had something more than the figures. He actually had the Dragon Cruiser, and this is a real cool vehicle. I don't really have that much knowledge on the action figure line, but I do think this is cool. I actually have to take this out of the box so you can see what it looks like. This is so cool looking. This is one of the items I didn't know I needed in my collection before I saw it. This is one of the more cool vehicles I think that I have in my collection actually. It has of course guns. It has a missile launcher. And thank you John for this amazing deal. I will put some pictures of his shop up on the screen now as I find my next item here and put this down. This is actually my first Masters of the Universe item. This is Lizard Man, and this one was free. We visited my friends Jostein and Anders in Porsgrunn, and they had a quiz about action figures at this meeting, and for once I actually won, or my team won. We were 3 persons on the team, so I definitely did not do the job myself. But this will be a fun memory to have in my collection, so thank you guys. And now we're starting to get into the bit more, not necessarily high-end, but the more rare stuff. This is the Rattler ATV from the Biker Mice of Mars series. Now Biker Mice of Mars is my favorite toy line of all time. I have a complete collection loose, and I'm working on getting a complete collection carded and in box. This is one of the items that I do miss in my collection. So this one I also bought from Nostalgia. So thank you. This is awesome to add. Now I'm gonna show off the 2 biggest buys for January 2026. This is an ultrasonic Quicksilver from the Silverhawks series. This was actually a gift from my girlfriend, so quite lucky guy, I think. I just recently started collecting Silverhawks, and this is actually my second character from the series, so quite a big one to check off the list early on. We won this at an auction from PPC, or Porsgrunn Plastic Crack, who are 2 guys, Jostein and Anders, which I mentioned earlier, who are doing auctions here in Norway. I'll link their Facebook page in my description. You really have to check it out. They do 3 to 4 auctions a year, and they always bring the high-end and the more affordable stuff. They have a good variation, and I always end up getting something that I really want. So thank you for the opportunity, and a big thank you to my girlfriend who got me this. That really means a lot. And the definitely biggest item for me in January, a cask-rated undercover Raphael. Now, this is sort of one of those figures which I had at the top of my list of figures I wanted. I didn't know if it would take me a year or 10 years, because these rarely show up. Anders had this figure in his collection, and I knew he had it in his collection. So we started talking when me and a friend visited him back in September or October, I think. I asked what he wanted for the figure, and he threw out the price, and I think that the price was fair, so we actually did a deal. This was just amazing to add to the collection. So thank you, Anders, for this deal. One of my absolute favorite figures of all time. Quite unreal, actually, to be walking down to my man cave and seeing this on a shelf. So now there's just the 3 other ones to go. On that same trip, Jostein actually gifted me this figure, and this means a lot to me, so thank you very much, my friend. Like I said earlier, I do not collect Masters of the Universe, but I've been curious about these new adventures of He-Man figures. These are perfect for my collection. And since he now has given me a free start, I have to start collecting this. So we will see more of these figures popping out throughout the year. So again, my friend, thank you very much. The other favorite toy line of mine is Street Sharks. I have Biker Mice at first and I have Street Sharks at second. I actually were missing these three Mattel Creation figures. And Anders had this one. This is Carcass. It's a Sofubi, hard to say, Sofubi toy, which they made out of the original sketches, or some of the ideas that they had when they first made the series. These are later figures from Mattel Creations. Thank you, Anders, for this deal. I picked up this series. This was my first buy of the year, the Darkwing Duck. I now have... You can't really see. But I picked up 6 characters from the series. I'm only missing Darkwing himself and Launchpad, I think he's called. And I'm missing the vehicles. These are really cool 90s figures, and I've started to really collect a lot of the Playmates series. Playmates designed and made these figures, and I have to add at least the 2 last characters and maybe the bicycle or the motorbike and the Thunderquack. It's also a large 12-inch Darkwing available, but that one doesn't really appeal to me. I don't know why, but I love the smaller figures more. These figures were also bought at Nostalgia. As you can see just from this month, they always have a good selection, so look at the links in my description to the amazing stores we have here in Norway. And my last pickup for January is this. This is Mr. Tweedy's Chicken Pie Thrower. The reason I bought this is they actually use the same mold as the pizza thrower from the Turtles line. And I just think it's cool to have some toy history in the collection. It also looks amazing, and I think this Chicken Run series is Playmate series, of course, these also. They are so random and so cool, so I love this. Another buy from Nostalgia. So that was my January 2026 video. Hope you enjoyed to see some of these figures. I've had a blast collecting this. Like I said, this one is awesome. But what I do think is awesome with toy collecting is you do not have to buy the most expensive figures to bring you the happiness or to bring a smile on your face. It can be a figure for $10 or it can be a figure for $10,000. You have to buy what you like yourself. There's no competition, there's no having the most, and there is absolutely no point in buying things you don't want yourself. So do what you like, do what you want. That's what brings happiness. Please let me know if you find these videos interesting, or if I just should continue to rank and talk about action figures. If you want to see me talk more about my collection, let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching.